So taking a course, generating certificates is very easy. We all know it's very easy. But applying that knowledge that we've learned, that we've acquired from the course in this real world is what the real deal is. Over the years, I have seen too many young people armed with certificates, credentials, but they are unable to use basic digital tools even at work. Why there are some of us who just, roll up our sleeves and practice using these tools without any certificates. We learn on our own. And people like that usually stand out immediately. There is this old Nigerian success formula of go to school, earn a degree, get a job, get a certificate. Certificate holders might know theory, but do they really know practice? Do they really know results? There are many training programs today that still lay emphasis on exams over projects. And I believe that we can all memorize theory, but until you build something or until you consistently practice what you've learned, you most times do not really learn much. I recently read a story on how a female programmer was constantly left out of jobs and job roles, job positions in Nigeria because she did not have a certificate. Even though she had taken free courses online and could really, really generate high level codes, while the certified programmers were the ones giving those jobs, and many of them got fired by their third month because they could not back their certificate with their skills. This uncertified programmer went on to land an international job that is paying her in dollars and even 10 times more that she could have received working in most of those organizations that passed her up. Why? Because they saw her portfolio, they saw what she could do, and they didn't really need her certificate at the point. And the difference between her and those other uncertified programmers is the practice. The tech sector in Nigeria is booming and it needs professionals who can actually deliver results. This industry already accounts for a large chunk of our economy. What this tells me is that digital skills have become very, very essential, very, very vital. Software engineering, AI, data analytics, they all top the list of the fastest growing jobs globally. And for every Nigerian youth, this is a huge opportunity. If you build those skills, you get hired, period. So one of my colleagues recently learned to build websites on his own. And today he's earning more than his peers, who only have certificates and no tangible portfolio to share. I know that a lot of us professionals mostly build our portfolios from gigs, organizations that we've worked with. But do you know that you don't really need a gig before you're able to build your portfolio? Practice projects that can give you your portfolio. There are many organizations now that are even hosting hackathons where young people win prizes just by building things. And this speaks very clear. It's very clear that results speaks louder than certificates. So recently I've become passionate about digital literacy and I am encouraging people to try stuff. I'm encouraging people to go beyond theory, and going beyond theory means building something real, you know. After that training, after receiving that certificate, don't stay still. Don't just sit down, you know start something, start a blog, code an app. Finishing even small projects teaches you tons of practical skills. And most times you're able to learn by doing. After your courses, work on some exercises by yourself, You will make mistakes, of course, but mistakes are part of learning, you know. Join a community, find an innovation hub near you, join a trustworthy group online. This will open you up to collaborations. And collaborations is another way of learning because it helps you apply what you've learned and opens you up to learning from others. Don't just stop there. Share, write social media posts, upload your work. This really cements your knowledge and your skills. And it also helps others, that probably will be reading or looking at your work that you've uploaded. Fail forward. Every mistake is a lesson and it helps you build your skills. It helps you build your confidence. And every project that you finish builds you confidence and it allows employers to notice it as being able to take initiatives, being able to solve problems. And even research has shown that hands-on skills are what make top candidates today. So my charge to you today, what skill will you learn today? What skill will you learn? The future belongs to those who can really produce real impactful results. And as we've mentioned, action speaks louder than certificates. So my challenge to any young person watching or listening to me today, pick a practical digital skill and just start building it. It could be coding, graphic design, it could be data analysis, content creation, whatever digital skills excites you, learn it. And the good thing is you can spend 1 hour a day building up those skills and you'll be amazed at how your progress will be in a few months. I have a quick question for everybody watching me. If you had to recommend one practical digital skill that every young Nigerian should learn today, what would it be? I'll be waiting to read it in the comments. So please head to the comments and share what you think that practical digital skill, that very key digital skill that every young Nigerian should have should be. Thank you. Until next time.